Alright guys, hello and welcome to the latest edition of Miss M Tries to Teach You Things. So I'm seeing a couple issues with the files sent to the vinyl printer, and like I said in the post in Google Classroom, this isn't to call anyone out, it's really just, it's a common issue, and that just means I didn't necessarily do a great job of explaining it, or it might have gone really quickly in the tutorial. So the first thing I'm seeing is when you have text. So right here we see the M and the A. What we want to do right now, there is no outline for Illustrator to cut. So remember, so for the vinyl cutter to cut. So the vinyl cutter is only going to cut things where there's a path. And right now Illustrator still sees this M and this A as type. It hasn't turned it into a shape. There isn't a path all the way around the letter. You know, we don't see these little blue lines around the letter. So what you want to do with your text is, so I'm just going to click on that one, and I'm just selecting that and that, okay? And I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to just say create outlines, okay? And so now you see that Illustrator has created outlines. So it's going to cut around this black box. The vinyl cutter is going to cut around all these little pieces. It's going to cut out this little triangle and all around the M. Yeah, because I tried cutting this, and it's something I learned. You know, it just completely didn't cut the M and the A at all. So this should be a functioning file. All right, so that should be happy. The printer, the vinyl cutter should like that. All right, and when you go to weed it out, you're using that little tiny tool. So make sure you're leaving anything on the screen that you want paint to be blocked. So you're picking out everything where you want the paint to go through. Okay, be sure to look at the actual screen if you're unsure of what's going to stick on the screen and what's not going to stick on the screen. So like if we looked at, actually I'll open up Joe's logo really quickly. So let's see, how do I save that? Save draft. Okay, so if we look at Joe's logo, what he would pick out, okay, when he picks it out, he's only picking out, he's going to take away the M, the C, and the A, and throw away those little pieces of vinyl. Okay, so all he has left is the piece of vinyl that is essentially white. So you're leaving everything that's white in your original Illustrator file, leave that on the plastic backing. But I'll explain that when I stop by tomorrow. Okay, back to Illustrator. Okay, the next thing that was really confusing, at least for me in the tutorial, and I had to look up how to do it, was in the tutorial he was talking about merging paths. So what you're going to want to do, if you don't have the window open already, go up to Window, Pathfinder. Okay, and so for example, I'm going to Command A or Control A on the PC, so I'm selecting everything, and then in this little Pathfinder panel, okay, I'm going to just click Outline just to kind of preview things. And see, it's telling us already, okay, yeah, the cutter is going to cut every single one of these paths. So it's going to give us these little tiny stickers. And poor Melissa, yeah, so she doesn't have to pick out all of these. What we're going to do is we're going to merge the paths together. So I'm saying Command Z or Control Z to undo, because we do want it filled. And I'll show you the difference. So for example, you want to have, you need a shape that's filled. So we can totally see she's filled that shape. All right, good job, Melissa. So she created something and then she filled it, or she just, you know, it's a shape that has, sorry, I'm not doing a very good job. We can see it's filled. We can see there's no stroke on it. So I would really avoid using stroke. Yeah, and really we just want shapes that are filled. I think you could also expand shapes if you need to. So, sorry, back to paths, because we want to merge them. Because right now this is going to be, it's going to do all these little cuts. And let's make our life easier. And we want to find the one that says merge. Okay, great. And see, it just totally merged all those paths together. Here, we'll do it again. Ooh, gonna redo it. Merge. Ah, so now when I look at the outlines, see, that's exactly where it's going to cut. And I might even, I don't know what this little doodah is. So you might even want to get rid of this little guy, Melissa, if you don't want it. And then, yeah, it'll just simplify the shapes that it's doing. Okay, so hopefully this Pathfinder tool can help you really see what's going to be easier. So I'll leave Melissa's up, I'll tape it on the board so you can just see, you know, it's going to make all those little cuts, and you're going to make your life a lot harder when you're going to weed it out with that little tool that looks like something a dentist might use. All right, so make sure you're merging your shapes together, and you're using the outline tool so you can kind of check what is, oh, I see, you do want that in there, what's going to give you a hard time and what's not going to give you a hard time. So the other thing, maybe let me find somebody's file. Yeah, the last thing where we could just see if the shapes, if they're using a stroke or something. I'm not quite sure who might have done that. Sorry, I will save that in a different file. Let's see. Open link in new tab. Let me just download this one really quickly just to see. I was seeing if there was someone who used stroke for their paths. Nope, that's a filled shape. Good job, Hayden. Filled shape, filled shape. This is awesome. The vinyl cutter's really going to like this. Great. Okay, so this is a good file for that. Okay, so we'll deal with it, I guess, if someone has used stroke instead, but I think what you should try and do is right-click on it and then say expand. I think if it'll let you expand it or if it'll let you create outlines from it. I'm not sure, but just something, we don't want really as much strokes. We just want the fill, because it's only going to cut on those paths. All right, you're probably bored of this video now.